got flames. Not the good kind. A couple weeks back, before we got too far into the build on the 65 Mustang Coupe, we decided to see if we could get it running. You know, after a 25-year slumber, we want to see, let's see if the car will actually start up and move, and it fought us a little bit.
I mean, it caught on fire just a little bit.
Just a little bit, but we were able to get the car running. Now, at the time, we had the fuel jug sitting on the floor, so we want to see if the car will drive. And we tried to actually move the car then. You put in gear and
didn't do anything at all.
Nobody home. So we realized, we took a look, there was zero fluid in the transmission. So at one point it was rebuilt, they put it back in the car but never filled it up.
Might have had a leak.
So it may have a leak too, we can figure that out as well. But so today we're actually gonna try to finish that process and get this car actually not only running, but driving. Now, we recently explained our plans of the build for this car, so obviously the stock fuel tank isn't going to cut it anymore, and it's been in the car for so long, the fuel's bad, it's got a dent underneath, it definitely has to be replaced. So Brendan's actually grabbing us a new fuel tank and a drain pan. While he's doing that, I'm going to start removing the bolts inside and disconnecting the filler hose. So we've all the bolts out of the tank. Brendan is draining the fuel, which smells absolutely terrible. It's probably
terrible.
Been in there for 20 plus years. Sometimes to get your tank out, you may have to actually pry it or press up from underneath. There's gonna be a caulk that usually is installed. This tank was replaced at one point. And as you can see, there is nothing holding it on. So as soon as it's drained, we can just lift it out.
So while we're waiting for the old varnish to drain out of this gas tank, let's talk about the new tank we have. This is a Scotch-Rite stainless steel tank. It's a direct replacement for their 65 Mustang. The biggest thing I like about this gas tank, it's stainless steel, so it won't rust, and it actually looks really great in the vehicle once it's installed.
So we're still waiting for the fuel to drain from our fuel tank. Like we said, there was no ATF in the transmission, which again, why the transmission probably wasn't working, at least hopefully. Now, once we tilted the car up, we did actually get a little speck on the bottom of our dipstick, so we know there's a little bit in there. Now, completely empty C4 with no fluid in the trans or in the converter takes about 8 quarts. We're gonna put like 3 or 4 in. We'll check the dipstick, see where it's at. Then once the car can idle, we'll see what it looks like and go from there. All right, now we're gonna install our sending unit while again, we're still waiting for the tank to drain. Apparently it was full before it was put in storage. Kind of got to mess with this a little bit to get to kind of clear everything and go into place. That is absolutely nasty right there.
And if you ever want to know what a junkyard smells like, Justin,
Don't run your car on that.
All right, so we pulled the old gas tank out, and what we noticed was there was actually no sealant around the gas tank to seal it from the environment to the inside of the cab. What you're supposed to have is called strip caulk. It's just rubber, sticky, nasty stuff that you stick to the body, to the gas tanks, and it makes a seal around the whole gas tank. So you can see where the gas tank used to be and where we're supposed to lay it. So what I do is I just lay it on this side. You just push down a little bit, make it stick, and then I put a second layer on the other side of the holes.
I'm going to loosen the screws here on our filler pipe as well. Makes it easier to get the new tank in.
Just grab your new tank and then slide it right into place. Line up your holes. And then firmly push down on it.
Now we're going to start reinstalling all the hardware.
Now we got the gas tank in, slide the hose piece on. Once you have the hose on, grab your filler neck, put the new cork gasket on, then slide it into place. While working both of them at the same time to slide them in. Make sure to keep your cork gasket lined up. And then just keep pushing, wiggling. And there we go. Tighten up the screws on the filler neck first, then the hose clamps. Just make sure to get all the screws in first before you tighten them all down. Slide your tassel on for your gas cap. Yeah, I said tassel. Yeah, I said it. All right, now that we made all our connections up top, I'm gonna go below, hook up the fuel line and the fuel sender, and then jump to the front and get the thing started.
Fire her up, see if it'll start.
Come on. Okay.
Yeah, actually sounds pretty good.
She lives. She runs. We can't wait to do a burnout.
Oh, we got reverse lights. We got reverse. Look at that. I don't even
20.
make it a quarter mile, but we'll. Come on, old girl. Come on! Ah!
That's called a big backfire. Well, we also don't have alternator.
There's an alternator on it.
There's an alternator on it, but
Oh, that's right. Somebody burned the wire up.
someone burnt wires. I don't know who that is. Back in the video.
Somebody hooked the wrong wire up.
Horn still works.
Yeah, thanks.
No problem.
It wants to so bad. Back up a little bit. Stay running. Oh. Well, roll back at least. She's moving. He didn't check the brakes, did he? That counts. All right, bring it in. Bring it in. Bring her in.
I'm not stopping.
Spinning. Keep her spinning. Brake. All right, get inside.
You're gonna have to.
That counts. All right, so after all that, it runs, it drives, and I say that counts. I
Oh,
saw
it
tire
does. It
smoke. We did donuts. We did what we had to do. You jumped it over.
I'm happy with the rev
What we
limiter.
thought was snow turned out to be ice, but either way, Project Betty runs, it drives, and I think we're finally done abusing this car for a while. We made our goals, and now we're actually going to start on the actual build. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. 2021 is going to be a really good year for Project Betty.